Welcome back, people. It is episode 40 of season 3 of the Taxi Squad podcast. It is currently October 3rd. You will be hearing this on October 4th, which will be a Wednesday. Now, we got a fair amount to get into.
Thursday.
That is. It will be Thursday, but we got a fair amount to get into. Thanks, Vince, for that.
You're welcome.
Anyways, we got some strange and unusual topics because Jimmy Butler is now looking mad emo.
Yes.
And then we got some college football review, MLB playoff talk, which I'm exceptionally excited to talk about. And not only that, we got some, of course, some NFL breakdowns and, of course, the rest of the shenanigans we get into. So, Vince,
yes.
How the hell are you?
I'm good, dude. The real question is, how the hell are you? Because you're getting married this weekend.
Yeah, this is my last episode without a ring on the
as
finger.
Long as she doesn't run off on you. As long as she doesn't.
As long as she doesn't decide to bail and leave me solo. Yeah, no, I'm jacked. It's an exciting week. It's a stressful week. By the way, next week you will just be seeing the silhouette of Vince's beautiful face for I will be on a honeymoon.
I will be just my face on a full YouTube screen, and I apologize in advance, or you're welcome. Depends on if you're into it.
It's going to be, I think it's going to be sexual. Anyways.
I'll be naked.
I mean, anyways, I'm jacked for it. I think that this week is going to be insanely busy for myself and my bride-to-be. But all in all, everybody's coming into town. It's going to be a lot of fun. The venue's outstanding. I'm praying to God the weather cooperates, and let's just enjoy the time.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. I'm excited to go to AZ. It's about the same temperature out there as it is in Chicago still, so can't complain.
Exactly. We can't complain. So it's gonna be a beautiful day. It's gonna be gorgy. And we're just gonna party.
Yeah,
that's what we do. That's what we do.
Ass this weekend, dude. I'm gonna be ripping up that dance floor hard.
Oh, I'm gonna be throwing some ass as well. Not gonna lie, don't have much to throw, but I'm gonna be throwing it. And not only that, I mean the music selection's sick. By the way, we have the Arizona Cardinals DJ as our DJ, which to me is fucking insane. Yeah,
I mean that's the best part about that team right now.
And he's just got the most it's not like DJ go fuck yourself. Like his name is Dave.
DJ Dave?
It's just a really nice white dude.
Nice.
Like the nicest go, Dave. Human ever. What up, Dave?
You know I'm gonna befriend Dave real quick.
And Dave loves Dave. Dave loves the music selections, been playing music with this guy for almost 6 months, so he gets the gist. So we're gonna be jamming.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm stoked.
Looking forward to it. Can I wear a wig?
A wig?
Yeah, like a nice.
Why the fuck would you wear a wig?
Goes over my eye a little bit, shows that I have emotional intelligence and I'm a little emo boy.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I guess you could like bring your hair down into the front of your hair. Like
I've been influenced this week, bud.
Have you?
I have.
Why have you been influenced?
By none other than Mr. Jimmy Butler, dude. He's the emo king of the world.
Dude, he brought it back for all you elder emos out there.
Yeah.
I was so kind of blown away by this when I saw him. I was like, interesting. I mean, that's the only thing I could say. I was like, he just decided to go full-blown emo.
You remember when he did that last year?
Last year? No, last year he went like dreads.
Right. Yeah, he got extensions.
Hey, God bless him. And now I just think Jimmy's a big goofball. And what I thought was funny as shit is that he didn't even acknowledge the fact that he played for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, never.
He was like, started in Chicago, then that other team.
He hated it there, dude. He hated it.
Then he goes Philly, and then Miami. Am I missing one? No?
Nope.
No, I'm not missing.
He did not like his time there. The best thing about it is that these pictures are used the whole year from every media conglomerate. So I remember last year. I know. I remember last year they were always showing like him with the extensions and like the hair, and obviously they went all the way to the fucking finals. So this year they're gonna be showing all of this stuff, and it's just gonna be him with like the emo look in like May of next year. Like no one's gonna remember this shoot. They're just gonna see Jimmy Butler just like fucking like Taking Back Sunday.
Do you think that he's emo the fact that Dame Lillard went
Has
to
to
the
be.
Bucks?
Has to be.
Like,
I think that is probably why he did that.
he's in his emo phase, but they just didn't give up. We talked about this. They just didn't give up that much to get him in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And how that like the Suns gave up the majority of the pieces for him to go to Milwaukee. It's like,
well, I think the ownership was kind of like, we're not sending you to Miami. We don't want to send him to Miami.
Why?
Probably because he's like, I'm not playing anywhere unless I go to Miami. And they're like, we hold the cards here, buddy. I think it was really like that. They were just like, you're not going to control your destiny here. Like, we hold the cards. We're going to take what we want. And that's what they did.
And now DeAndre Ayton's coming out playing like he's like some sort of tough guy.
He looks built, though.
Well, he's always looked built. He's a fucking beast, but he's a big pussyfoot.
He looks real big right now. Maybe it's not the Timberwolves, excuse me. Jesus Christ. Trailblazers jersey. But he put that on. I was like, that's what Greg Oden was supposed to be.
Well, Greg Oden, I mean, let's face it, before the knee injury, Greg Oden was
He's the man.
On pace to be like the next great center in the NBA.
Who got drafted too in that draft?
Who was he? Isn't he in ESPN? Who?
No. Who got drafted second in that draft, Mike?
What year?
Greg Oden's year, 2007 maybe?
Did he go to the Bobcats?
No, you know this. Not Emeka Okafor. He's in the NBA right now. Bro, he's like one of the best players in the NBA.
KD?
Yeah, come on. He went to the Supersonics.
Yeah, he went to the Supersonics. That's right. Totally spaced on that.
The Blazers could have had him.
Well, the Supersonics became the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Indeed.
You know, forgive me if I didn't brush up on my fantasy, but NBA draft knowledge, considering I don't pay attention to it much anyways.
You don't have to get ready if you stay ready, bud.
Although I might pay a little bit more attention this year because I could actually root for a basketball team that's going to be somewhat decent. So.
Uh-oh. Don't count your cards till you get them.
I mean, Bradley Beal?
Yeah.
And then you got KD? Book? Dude.
We'll see, man.
Jazzy-ass team.
No, it's the
But now they're clearly going.
Team.
It's a very sunny team. I'm just jacked to discuss some baseball talk when we get there. But before all that, I mean, you know, we got Jimmy Butler's emo face. Then we got Chandler Jones going all over fucking social media talking about how basically Josh McDaniels had Aaron Hernandez hit in jail, which is allegedly. Dude, it's bananas.
That team is such a dumpster fire. I've gotten in a lot of arguments on Twitter. Yeah. Again, this is probably the 15th time I've said this on this podcast. Josh McDaniels isn't a head coach. Won't ever be. Sucks at it. Doesn't work. The only time they won anything is when Tebow Mania was in full effect, and then that died, and so did Josh McDaniels with it. He's better off going back to the Patriots and doing it that way because this ain't it. And then also Chandler Jones shares the blame as well, but I think they're both just oil and fire, and it's just whoop.
So what do we think's going on with Chandler Jones? Because we both defended him like, no, this is a Raiders issue. This is that. But that was clearly.
There's more to blame. Yeah, something's going on with him mentally, for sure.
Do we think the CTE is kicking in? Is it the cocaine? I mean, because him and his brother John have some issues with the booger sugar. You know,
it's hard to put it on CTE, obviously. But like, dude. There's something I'm getting some Antonio Brown a little bit, but then I'm also like the combination of the two, you know? It's like putting salt in your lemonade. It just doesn't work out. Like the mixture is bad.
Salt in the lemonade.
Instead of sugar. Right. Come on, let's go.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, come on.
All right, I see what he's doing. Yeah, you see? It's like putting
salt in your lemonade.
It's like putting maple syrup in your old fashioned. What are you doing out here?
What are you doing, kid?
This is actually delicious. But no, I see where you're coming from. I just do believe that something is going on behind the scenes inside the Raider organization. It's a shit show. Devontae Adams has already basically said he wants out.
Dude, yeah.
Quarterback
Do you see his
situations.
list? Do you see the Packers were included on his list? It's like, why did you leave?
Why? I don't get why he ever left.
I know. Well, you probably thought
like,
Aaron
bro.
Rodgers is gone. Maybe he saw Jordan Love and knew he sucked.
I mean, Jordan Love hasn't shown that he really sucks that much, though.
I do not know. Maybe. This last week, it's up and down, we can say. I don't think Jordan Love's that good, but that's just me coping. So.
I don't think he's that bad either. I think he's middle of the road. I think he's Kirk Cousins.
I agree. I think the two teams that had really good guys that retired are learning that it's not as easy getting another guy, I think. One more than the other, and that is New England, but we'll get to it.
But then, Chandler Jones, went on some other rant about Carl Nassib being a dog, and then,
like
I
a
don't
dog
know,
or like a dog? Like, was he fucking
he was saying,
lot?
Carl, I don't, he's like, I'm not gay, but Carl Nassib deserves to be in the NFL. It's like,
Carl Nassib,
I don't know. Where are you going with that?
Yeah, hey, yo. I mean, Carl Nassib was a very good football player.
So if the Bears sign Chandler Jones tomorrow, are you about it or what? Let's fortify the defense with Flus.
What are they going to do? Become more, incapable of running a franchise? Right, that's what I'm saying. What are they going to do? It's not going to get worse.
It couldn't get worse at this point, could it? I don't know.
No, because it's already so bad.
It's bad. It's real bad. We have a whole we'll get into Bears corner, which is a sad corner. Yeah. But then also, I mean, speaking of sad corners, Stetson Bennett got released from the Los Angeles Rams because he has a problem with the drinking.
See, you just told me this, and that stinks.
And they kept it low key. They were just we're releasing him. He's going to an outpatient program. Boom. Prayers are with the guy. Addiction is a disease, right? And if you have an issue, seek help. But it's just sad, man, because the guy has a lot ahead of him. And then, he went into the NFL already at a negative, getting the public intoxication charge and all that bullshit that went with it. By the way, what an anticlimactic way of ending a national championship run if you are the Bulldogs. Yeah. It's like people died. A guy got arrested. Another guy got arrested who's turning out to be one of the best defensive tackles in all of football.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just look at it and I'm like, man, I hope this guy gets the help he deserves, because clearly he might be able to be good one day if a guy like Sean McVay saw something in you.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a shame for sure. He is an older guy. Obviously, that was a big talking point last year for a long time. You would hope that it all kind of came together, but it didn't, and it sucks. And I don't know if he was ever going to get a chance to start for the team, but you don't like to see that. So 100% hope he gets better, obviously, but that just, it stinks, man. He was very talented. Yeah. Again, probably not a starter, but very talented.
A very emo, stranger than usual for all our listeners this week, right? So go put on your MCR. Go put on Taking Back Sunday. Go put on 30 Seconds to Mars. No. Immediately, no. She doesn't deserve the clout from this fucking podcast.
No.
No, not yet.
We'll get into it.
We'll get into it. And another thing we need to get into is shaving your face with our great partners at Henson Shaving.
This part of today's episode is brought to you by none other than our friends at Henson Shaving. If you guys have been listening to the show for a while, you already know that we swear by Henson Shaving. We've been using them for months, and there really isn't a better product out there. The Henson razor puts an end to shaving irritation and cuts while also making your skin feel comfortable and smooth. This razor is made by using CNC machines to aerospace standards. That's right. Rocket ships, people. That means it's made to very tight tolerances, meaning that the combination of how securely it's held and how minimally the blade is exposed delivers a smooth and safe shave no other razor can offer. It's literally one blade. Be safe. Please be safe. They're very sharp. You twist on the top and you get to work. It's that easy. If you remember the beard bet, You remember me shaving off the whole thing. If you need to watch somebody use it, go on my Instagram and check it out because it's really that easy. Cost of ownership averages $88.20 every 2 years, which is essentially $177 less than normal cartridge razors. They're sustainable, it's precise, it's Henson shaving. It's got a nice weight to it. It's made out of metal. None of this plastic garbage. So please use the promo code THETAXISQUAD, THETAXISQUAD at checkout, and you'll receive a 100-pack of blades free with the purchase of the razor. So you go on the site, you add the razor that you're looking for, and then you add a 100-pack of razors, you'll get those for free. For most users, this amount of blades will last you 2 to 5 years, depending on how often you shave. So that promo code, again, is TheTaxiSquad at HensonShaving.com. Go check it out.
College football talk.
Vince, football talk.
I mean, man, this weekend was a little like just it was okay. It started on Friday night, Louisville, NC State, low-scoring game, 13-10. Louisville came back. And then, to me, the surprise game, which we did talk about, was Utah versus Oregon State.
Yeah.
Which DJ
Ugalele.
Just he looked great. And that Oregon State defense looked good. And Utah didn't look very good. And Cam Rising being away from that team right now is hurting them.
Yeah.
Because this Nate Johnson isn't necessarily getting it done.
He sounds like a creative player on like NCAA or Madden. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw that. We went on a long rant about the Pac-12 or the Pac-4 or whatever it's going to be next year.
Pac-2. They're good again, though.
That's what I'm saying. So, and then we were like, Utah. Don't forget about Utah. I forgot about Utah. And then you're like, don't forget about Utah. And then it's like, fuck. What a wind out of the sails moment. And again, Cam Rising, that's going to be like the ultimate, like, okay, to that point. But Oregon State showed some shit this week. There's no doubt about it.
Oregon State literally showed that they have an electric offense. They play really good defense. And this kid by the name of Silas Bolden.
Yeah, cool name. All-time cool name.
6 receptions, 100 yards, 2 carries, 53 yards, and both touchdowns. So he had a touchdown in the air and he had a touchdown on the ground.
Related to Anquan?
Dog. I have no clue.
It'd be cool if he was, because that guy was really pretty cool fucking good, too.
He looks like a mini Devontae, dude.
Yep.
He looks eerily similar to a mini Devontae, can cut on a dime.
Couple carries, 2 carries, 53 yards. Okay.
No big deal.
Okay.
They used him on a gadget plate. They used him on a fake. It was a fake, like 4th and 1. They acted like they were going to do like a bush push, which what I call is the bush push. Reggie Bushy. But instead of doing that, they did a fake bush push. Pitch to Silas. He was gone.
Yeah, that's a quick man.
But it was really impressive to watch on Friday night. And in my opinion, it's always nice to get a good Friday night game. Every now and again, they occur. And out here, what's great is like football starts early and it ends early. So you get to bet at it time. You know, back in the Midwest, football's on until midnight, which there is beauty to that. Right?
Well, you like your West Coast football, too. And that's brutal out here sometimes. Like, there's times where it's like 1 a.m. Like, I remember we were hanging out. I had to leave at midnight, and it was like halfway through the Colorado State game. But now
which I don't mind.
You get it at like 11 it ends, which is great.
Not even at 11. Sometimes these games, you know, they'll start prime time, and then they go to, 10-ish.
Yeah.
Which, to your point, maybe 11. You never know, though. But to your point, it was a fun weekend of college football. Of course, one of the biggest things, the 9 a.m. slot was USC, Colorado. USC goes out to this really large lead to start. And then their defense just, once again, tail of the tape, cannot stay in games.
This was really Colorado's a good team. Yeah.
They're not that good, though.
Lost by a lot to Oregon, and we were kind of on the Oregon USC, those are good. That's a good matchup. USC's defense has concerned us this year. If you're comparing those two games, not good. Especially how much Oregon scored on Colorado. You can't. I don't see a positive take from this game, even though they did end up winning the game by 7.
I am not particularly jazzed about the fact that this team 2 weeks in a row doesn't look good on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Gives up 28 points to Arizona State, and then almost gets to a point where they're close against Colorado when they were winning by like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And they're lucky Caleb Williams threw for 6 touchdowns.
That's what I was going to say. If you need your quarterback to throw 6 touchdowns, you're probably not in a great spot. Things can change between now and then, obviously, but I wouldn't be yammering for it.
You're not going to make the playoffs with this defense. There's no way in hell. There's no way.
Yeah, and they're 9 right now. You're not going to get ranked higher if you keep getting scored against like this.
It's fair to be 9 right now. And, next week they got kind of a tune-up game against U of A, University of Arizona, and then the following week we got your Golden Domers, which is going to be a hell of a game.
I think that'll be a fun game now. I think, comparatively, I think we'll get a good game out of that.
Well, it's either going to be one of two things. We are going to completely blow the doors off you guys because you're not going to be able to keep up with us.
What, you saying we can't score?
Yeah, you can't.
Against you?
Okay. I mean, let's face it.
Okay, dude. All right, dude.
Let's face it.
Yeah.
You put up 21 points against Duke.
Duke, who's better than Colorado?
I mean,
yeah, they are.
Necessarily.
Yes, they are. They're ranked above them, dude. What are you talking about?
That doesn't mean that they're better than them, Vince.
I don't know, man. I think that you are trying to make up things that aren't true.
Time out. Let's go to Duke's best opponent they've played all year.
Yeah.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You ready? Miami.
Yep. Pretty good defense.
And Clemson.
Not as good as they've been in the last couple of years, but pretty damn good.
I'm not impressed.
Okay. We'll see how it goes. I don't see an option for that to be blow the doors off, especially since OSU is a better team than USC and they lost by 1 score. So there's no shot.
Offensively, I'm just saying, we'll see how they if you guys come out.
Notre Dame's going to be the best defense they played. Yeah, easy.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. I don't disagree with that. It will be the best defense we've played all season long. It's just simply going to be one of those scenarios where time will tell. I mean, right now, Alex Grinch's defense is not doing it for me.
Bad. It's bad, and it's been bad.
Not good.
In multiple places, it's been bad.
Well, at Ohio State, it was pretty good.
Yeah, but
not on the West Coast.
No USC. It is what it is. Speaking of my team, the Golden Domers.
Your team.
1 touchdown away, game-winning drive. Ranked 1 behind USC. So Sam Hartman didn't have a great game, no touchdown passes. It's starting to get a little bit deeper into the season here. These are the things that start getting a little concerning. Estime's still a dog. Guy's a monster. Great running back.
To the point, Estime last season against USC was horrible. So
redemption game.
We'll see.
Okay.
But once again, is Duke's defense that good? I don't think so.
Better than USC.
Who's to say that? I don't know. I mean, they did give up 38 points to UNC, so it's not to say that they're that great. What
North Carolina, you're saying?
Yeah.
With the consensus number 2 quarterback in the draft next year?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they should, USC would do the same thing.
We'll see. I mean, once again, see? That guy, he chirped at it. Anyways.
Oh, man.
I know.
What a joke.
That game went down to the wire, though. I mean, the last 30 seconds, they won that game.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm just not this high on your quarterback. I don't think Mr. Hartman is that fantastic.
Listen, we were really high on him early. The last couple weeks haven't been so
the hype's gone. The hype's gone.
It's way lower than it was. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take it week by week. When Saturday comes around, I'm going to be all about it again because that's how that works.
Could you imagine if Caleb Williams was on Notre Dame? It would be really unfair.
With that defense, it'd be national championship or bust. Come on.
It'd be nasty.
For sure.
It'd be pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Listen, I will say this much. They look good right now. When your first loss of the season comes in a very close game to Ohio State, you guys can say that you're there.
Yeah.
Will they compete in a NCAA football playoff? I don't believe so.
I don't think so either.
You know what I personally believe?
Don't. Yeah.
Here's what I personally believe. I don't believe Notre Dame or USC make the Final Four into the playoff push.
No shot.
Don't think it's possible.
Lost it already. We both lost it already, dude. It's over.
I think there's no feasible way. Granted, USC hasn't lost a game yet. I think they're going to lose to somebody where you're like, wait, either they're going to lose to Utah or they're going to lose to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It's going to be a letdown game. Now, speaking of letdown games, Ole Miss redeemed themselves.
Yeah. Yes,
and
they
made
did.
me even happier against who they redeemed themselves against.
Yeah.
Because they beat LSU, and this was so wonderful.
Brian,
because I'm not Brian, you and your family just not getting it done out there in the swamp, buddy.
Brian Kelly's a funny guy. I've seen a lot of Brian Kelly in my life for sure. Some things are good, some things are bad. I think he might be an asshole. I think he's a good football coach, but I think Lane Kiffin's also a good football coach, and especially coming after what happened last week on an Alabama team that's probably the most open to lose from the last couple of years, especially against the Lane Kiffin team. I think they needed this.
Hey, Lane just bangs grad assistants, no big deal.
Right, but does that make you a better football coach?
No, it doesn't.
Right. That's kind of my point. Yeah.
Calling out the obvious, Mm-hmm. But Jackson Dart looked outstanding. 4 throwing touchdowns, 389 yards. Yeah, him and Jaden Daniels did look really good.
Yeah, there was no defense to be seen that entire game. It was just points on points on points on points. I think LSU showed up to the party a little too late.
Fair enough. I think that's, if you look at the tail of the tape here, I mean, Ole Miss just basically outscores them in every category in the fourth quarter.
It was like when the Chiefs and the Bills played that one year, and it was just score, and it's like whoever scores last is going to win.
No, it was the Rams and the Chiefs. That was the game.
Well, So you remember it was? I want to say it was a playoff game. It was the Rams and the Chiefs was like that too, but it was Chiefs, Bills, overtime. Chiefs get the ball, they win. Bills lose.
Oh, the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, and you're like, dude, come on, like that sucks. Like, they have to get a chance.
Edge of your seat.
And they only won because they got the ball first in the overtime. That's really all it was.
I guess the disappointment is by the time this game was on, I was what time was this? What time in the slot of this game? I was out to dinner. So Kai and I were celebrating our marriage license because we got it. It's official. A lot of money for a piece of paper, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, it's like $120 for a piece of paper.
That's fucking stupid.
They're like, here's your piece of paper that says you're gonna be married now officially.
$120 for
literally just $120 for a piece of fucking paper for tax write-offs.
Tax write-offs.
That's it.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
So dumb. But at the end of the day, this is the joy of getting married, boys and girls.
Heyo, I'm not.
And if we waited an extra if we waited an extra 3 years, we would be legally married. So, whatever.
What do you mean? Just like because you lived together for so long?
No, because we've been together for so long. We've been together for 7 years. Yeah. So if we then were to stay together an extra 3 years, after 10 years, it's legally then
civil union.
You're married. Technically, yes.
Got it. Okay, so we're in a situation now where we're kind of into the NCAA season. We feel like I'm saying like we're not all the way in. I feel like we sort of know teams. We're going to get some bigger matchups coming up here. Should we rescind our top 4 and pick another one based on where we are right now?
Well, Vince, I'd have to go back and look at the tape. I think we're a little early.
No, I agree, but I'm more or less saying if you had to pick today, who are you taking now?
Man, this is a tough one.
Texas?
It's no.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, this week just made me feel it. Kansas was on a little bit of a heater.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
They were ranked last week.
Kansas played a really good game against BYU, and everybody wants to crown him. Go ahead if you want to crown him. No fucking way from this guy.
Texas is the shit.
Texas is okay, and Quinn Ewers is okay.
He can move now, dude. He lost some weight. Yeah. He's a quicker guy. He was on his little
cut the mullet, and now he's a fucking legend. Not buying it.
He's fast.
Here's what I'm going to say. After this weekend, I say we go back to the drawing board because we're going to be almost halfway through the season. We're going to be week 6 of 14. Now,
duck the question. I see.
It's not ducking a question.
Okay.
Texas plays OU in the Red River rivalry.
And
look at me.
Rankings don't matter. Rankings don't matter.
No,
nothing.
But
That's
OU
blood, dude.
To a wonderful start.
That's what I'm saying. It's blood. It's blood.
Iowa last week, and they're going to be going for blood. So if OU comes in and beats Texas, to me, no fucking shot. They're making the Final Four. No
shot. Oklahoma beating them, but also no shot they're making the Final Four, if that's the case.
You think no shot Oklahoma beats them?
No shot.
When they were tied 10-10 to Wyoming at the half 2 weeks ago.
Yes. No shot.
No shot.
They're a more talented team.
When OU put 50 on Iowa State last week.
Yes. Like I said, rankings don't matter as much, but talent does matter. And they're going to be getting up and saying they're playing
very talented defense.
Just less talented.
Venables is running a SEC defense.
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating. That defense looks
solid.
Good.
Yeah, it's good. It's just
I'm not the biggest fan of the QB. He can't really throw the football well.
Yeah.
But I will say this much. In the next 3 years, Norman's onto something. OU may be a lot better than we thought them to be.
I think you're right about that, but I think this year, just based on how good Texas has been, and I assume will be, and I think will be, I don't necessarily think. I mean, they put 50 on Iowa State, but the disparity between Iowa State and Texas is just very big in my head, in my mind.
When you were just trying to fucking crown them for beating Kansas.
Kansas was ranked last week.
Give me a fucking break. They beat BYU. They beat a bunch of Mormon kids who soak.
Yeah, BYU's never had good players.
BYU is fucking kicking beds.
The best wide receiver on the West Coast went to BYU last year.
Who, Puka?
Yeah.
I like Puka.
Me too.
Puka may get it done.
Stephen Young went there. Zach Wilson, quarterback god this week, went there.
Quarterback
this week.
Only this week.
Only this week.
All the new viewership of the NFL is going to be like, Zach Wilson's really good, and it's like, no, he's not good at all.
No, I know.
He's terrible.
Yeah.
Now
they're going to be like, the Bears are horrible, and you're like, you're right about that. You're definitely right about that. Yeah.
Here is a fun quote from the Tennessee-Carolina game, South Carolina game, Gamecock game. Spencer Rattler is to be known as their quarterback, former OU, not so great. And Brew McCoy, this game, if anybody saw it, poor guy, dislocated his ankle. Horrific. He's going to have season-ending surgery. Now, Tennessee was their blackout game. They won 41-20, pumped them. Spencer Rattler, known douchebag across the college football arena. Just everybody dislikes this guy. They came to him and came for his comments after the game. They're like, how do you feel losing such a rivalry game as in playing Tennessee at home, blackout, this and that? He's like, oh, yeah, well, this was like their Super Bowl. So, yeah. So, I mean, clearly they're a little too excited. But, yeah, we'll just move on from this one.
Their Super Bowl, my ass.
What a
South
fucking...
Carolina. Why
Dude,
would that
you
be their
just got
Super Bowl?
40 dropped on you. You only put up half of that amount, and you're out here saying, oh, that was their Super Bowl?
Yeah, idiot.
What a fucking chooch.
Who does he think South Carolina is? Like, yeah, they're a fun school, and they can be really good, but who does he think he is? Yeah, I know.
He clearly still thinks he's the fucking boss boy coming out of Arizona, top recruit, even though he's going to maybe be a sixth-round draft.
I was going to say, is he going to get drafted next year? Maybe not.
The Bears will draft him and hope.
No. Caleb Williams season.
We're bringing in Spencer Rattler.
No.
Although Caleb Williams just dropped his top 5 today.
What are they?
Giants, 49ers, Vikings. I'm like, the fucking Vikings.
What a fucking idiot.
And then I think the Cowboys and another team was on that list.
How does he think he's going to get to any of those teams?
I have no fucking clue. But he threw out Cowboys. Dumb. And Jerry Jones is going to be like, well, I'm about to do whatever I need to do to go get that boy.
He can't. What are they going to do?
Dak Prescott and another former first-round draft pick.
No shot.
All right.
Don't.
Here's what I will say about Caleb Williams, and I love the guy. I think he's amazing. He gives me really big Justin Fields vibes.
What do you mean?
Here's what I mean.
He's a way bigger dickhead than Justin Fields.
Caleb?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think he's a dickhead.
Confidence is good, but he's a little too confident sometimes, in my opinion.
Why? Because he draws on his fingernails?
No, when he does interviews, I mean, he knows how good he is for sure, but a little self-awareness goes a long way.
You role play it, right? I'm not mad about that.
Yeah.
But what I will say, he holds on to the ball.
Yes.
For an obnoxiously long amount of time.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but he's like a see it, throw it guy. He's not the big anticipate where somebody's going to be.
Third read, lead them. I mean, it's a high-flying offense, and there's guys running everywhere.
I get it. But that shit doesn't work at the next level. It just doesn't. And the man is truly an impressive athlete. He could play any position on a baseball field very well. I'm just saying that ultimately there's some parallels you could draw from Justin Fields' college game to his college game.
Yeah, and it just depends on how he's going to be able to adjust. He's a little less run heavy, which is good. I think his intangibles are probably a touch better, but I don't know. We'll see. People are calling he's the best thing since sliced bread right now, so we'll see how it works out.
I'm not saying we're all learning that basically if you're going to be a quarterback in the NFL, it is so much as to what system and what coaching you're drafted into, more so than your capabilities on the field.
Yep. Trevor, but I would say some talent can trump the bad system. Like Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence doesn't look that great. I mean, he looks better than he looks better than any other quarterback drafted in his class. Mac Jones, Justin Fields, fine. But he has a good quarterback coach.
Yeah. He's made to do that.
Doug Peterson's a competent coach. I think he knows the position because he played the position, so he knows how to put his guy in a good role to play the position in a way that you can be successful.
Yeah.
Lawrence looked good on Sunday morning. He looked really good.
The Jags play the best at home, and home is London.
But let's okay, so we touched briefly on this upcoming week 6.
Yep.
We really, of course, Red River rivalry is going to take the cake.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Georgia's playing Kentucky, which Georgia almost played a really close game against Auburn, and I don't think they look that great right now.
Auburn's not good. Auburn's not
that good, and Kentucky just smoked Florida. I don't know. This is giving me like an upset alert.
I don't think Georgia loses, but I think that it could be a 1 or 2 possession game. And if that's the case, I don't think they keep number 1.
I don't think so either.
I think they got to beat them by like 3 scores, or they might be like second or third.
A good point. I think you make a good point, my guy.
I'm not the same.
I'm not against it.
Their quarterback play is not the same as it was last year.
As far as ranked games go this season, there's not like a really great one right now this upcoming Saturday that I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to watch.
You're not going to watch Domers versus the Cardinals?
I mean, they're going to go to Louisville. It's going to be a decent game.
Yeah. They'll probably blow them out.
Listen, that's a statement game for them. If you go into Louisville and you don't blow them out, then you got a whole other list of issues on your hands.
Yeah.
Now, LSU's playing Mizzou, which might be a closer game in Missouri than most people, or as a lot of people would call it, Missouri. Missouri. And, at the end of the day, there's not many games this weekend that I'm like, once again, I can't wait to watch this or that.
Arizona, USC, snooze fest. Michigan, Minnesota, snooze fest. Maryland, Ohio State, snooze fest. Like, there's so much,
The game this weekend is OU, Texas.
Yeah.
It's the Red River rivalry at the Texas State Fair. It's a big deal.
Yeah. Agreed.
So
watch that game. 11 a.m.
So watch that game, and then the following weekend, we have the Taxi Squad rivalry.
Yeah.
Finally.
Taxi Squad Bowl. And it's going to be sick.
Squad Bowl. It will be sick. Unfortunately, we will not be together to bring it to you live, but we will most likely be live for that following episode.
Yeah, we can hop on a little like an Instagram live situation. We'll see. We'll talk about it.
No, we'll see. We'll see if Mike's on an airplane or wrapping up his honeymoon and wanting to be in real life. But let's talk a little baseball.
That'll depend on how the game goes. Notre Dame's winning. You're like, oh, I'm enjoying my time with my wife. USC's winning?
No, not at all. I mean, I'll take it on. I'll be a team. I will be a team player, Vince. Don't call me something I'm not. Okay. It will be.
Okay. Baseball.
Anyways, let's talk about a team that everybody called me crazy for doubting.
And I thought they were in for sure.
Oh, really did. Everybody. Even Vince was like, you sure, Mike? You sure that's going to be the
Well, the thing is, I wasn't even vouching for them.
Going to make the wild card?
It was more like percentage-wise, are they going to get in? I thought it was like, yeah, for sure. Like, there was such a small chance of them not getting in, and somehow they did it.
Wrong.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Wrong.
I think it's great.
No, own it. You sitting over there in your Wrigleyville fucking perch claiming to be a White Sox
Own
fan.
it. I am.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I can't look at something unbiased and be like, hey, there's a really slight chance that the Cubs don't make it, but they're probably going to make it, is what I said in that episode. And you're like, no, they're not making it. Yes, I did.
No,
I said they were playing really well.
There's a higher chance that they do make it at that stage of the game than them not.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I just said. I said there's a very slight chance that they don't make it. It's going to be likely that they're going to make it, and they didn't.
And what happened?
It's funny, and it's awesome, and I think it's good. But I
love it.
Yes, me too. And your boys are in.
Listen, I am so pleased to say about all the delusional Cub fans out there, and then the White Sox fans that somehow became Cub fans.
Boo you guys. Boo you guys.
That's like the fucking fair weather bullshit that goes on in Chicago during a time where a team could go on a run and then not go on a run is truly nauseating to me.
It is crazy.
And I fucking hate it. So with all that being said, if you were a White Sox fan, keyword, that decided to go put on your Cubby hat and go root for them on the north side,
you're lame.
Stay there.
You're lame as hell. You are a lame person.
Go fucking squalor on the south side like the rest of us, okay?
Yeah, I don't like I'm a Chicago fan. I like when any of the teams do well. Get out of here. You have to pick one. Or don't pick either.
Bullshit.
Or go somewhere else. Like, what are we doing?
Right. So, with all that, right, I'm not hopping on any bandwagon. I just love the sport of baseball.
Well, your NL team. Your NL team's in there.
I mean, I have an NL team by association, essentially.
Yeah.
Diamondbacks are good for once in the past 20 years. And by the way, nobody gives a fuck in this town.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody gives a shit. Okay. No one cares. It's kind of pathetic to me.
Oh, because there's a lot of good baseball players that come out of Arizona.
They could play the sport year-round here, and you think people are all about it and want to be here for it. Nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
That's crazy.
Like, you're like, wow, the Diamondbacks made the playoffs. And everybody's like, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of U's. There's a lot of U's out in Arizona.
What is a U?
Like people that come from other markets and they have their team.
I get that, but at the end of the day, like, you could still be excited for the team of the state
I agree.
that you live in.
I think they're a fun team.
I'm excited for them. I think they're a fun team. Corbin Carroll's a fucking animal.
Monster.
Guy's a freak. And then
one of the best rookies ever.
Better. I mean, I'm not saying I'm switching my fandom all.
No.
But I could still pay attention to a team that's relevant.
I would not blame you to be like, I'm rooting for them right now because this is a team I'm looking for. Like, I'm totally with you. Like, last year I was like, I'll hop on the Phillies train. I thought the Phillies were fun. I'll probably end up doing the same thing this year.
I mean, listen, the Phillies are a fun team. And if you do that, God bless you. Baseball, October baseball is electric.
It's amazing.
Always has been.
And we don't get blessed with it, so we gotta deal with it.
We do not, and we haven't been blessed with it for almost 3 years. And when we were blessed with it, it was a factory of. It
was fun for one game.
Vince was at the one game,
and it was awesome. It was awesome.
I was at the blackout game, which was essentially a blackout, and I was there till the bitter end.
You should have blacked out.
Floppy piece. I probably should have, but I had a work event.
Yeah.
So, what are you gonna do? Anyways. What I will say, though, is to all you Cub fans and the not-so-Cub fans who jumped on the bandwagon and pretended like you were going to go to a World Series this year, good. Good. That's all I got. Good. I said it would happen, and good. And now your team's going to be broken down from the fucking boards. Like, basically, I don't know if anybody saw Bellinger.
Bellinger's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He's going to go back to L.A.
Well, they said they wouldn't re-sign him, so he's definitely gone.
What if he goes to Arizona? Ooh. Him on that team?
You got to find a team that's going to pay him, so he's probably going to be like a Ranger.
So you think he's just going to go take the highest contract he could find?
Would you?
Fuck yeah.
Same. So, yeah.
Kind
of, yeah. I feel like he's going to. Especially because he did do that. He did that 1 year thinking he was going to have a good year, and goddamn, if betting on yourself works sometimes, this is a great
if
example.
The Cubs were smart after they said they weren't going to trade him at the deadline, which looking back they should have.
Dude, they made a lot of plays at the deadline that probably weren't a good call now in retrospect.
You should have traded Stroman. You should have traded Belly. You should have traded these guys while they had value to build your system for a stronger rebuild next year.
Yeah.
And what did you do? You were like, we're going to go all in.
Go out and get Jaimer Candelario. You go
now,
all your guys.
And now you're going to be at the same place the other team on the other side of town is, on the fucking couch.
Yeah. It's a sad news. Sad news, Bears, man. One thing that did happen for our listeners out in Minnesota, they already know, the Twins finally break. They finally break the playoff losing streak that they've had since 2004. They haven't won a baseball game in the playoffs since 2004, and they broke that today. So the new leader for the longest streak without a win has the two best players in the MLB right now. It's insane. 2009 is the last time that the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim have won a playoff game. What a shame. The Sox are bad, but they're not that.
No, that's true. That's very true. Now, I will say this. I'm kind of happy that Minnesota won this Central. Is that wrong to say?
I hate the Guardians a lot.
I hate them.
I didn't want them to win it. And I think this is kind of fun. And I don't think Minnesota's winning shit this year. So I'm kind of like, the Guardians have that weird like voodoo magic where they get into the playoffs and all of a sudden they're just like, are better than everybody.
It's Francona. I think it's Francona and his juice.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to call it. And I'll always call them the Indians because they're the fucking Indians.
Yeah.
And with all that being said, why?
Because their name of their team is the Guardians.
Vince, their fucking name is the Indians.
No, it's
and
not.
A lot of fucking people out here in the world want to get offended for things that aren't them because there's a bunch of Pocahontas.
Listen, I understand your argument, but I'm just going to call the
my
team
wife
what their
is
name
a Cherokee.
is.
She has her card, God bless it. And with all that being said, I can say that because she's about the fucking team names being Indian.
I'm not saying that you can't say it. I'm just saying that
I can have an opinion now.
I'm not gonna. Can I have my
Where
opinion?
Is she?
That's their name.
Where is she? Get her fucking Indian card. Get the Cherokee card.
Show everybody that you're Native American. Please, I need it right
She's
now.
blonde-haired and blue-eyed, but blessed, she is a Native American. Now,
that's true. Actually, it's like the most Aryan Native American I've ever seen in my life.
she is the most Aryan Native American there is. But to the point, she has her card. Now, with all that being said, I do believe that Minnesota deserved to win the Central. Will they go far? Probably not. But we got a good game. We got a good handful of games. How about Noah? Timeout. Know who we have to give all the props to?
Tejas?
And I said this early in the season. No, just the team in general. I said this early in the season. Baltimore.
Yeah.
If you didn't bet on them to win the AL East, what's wrong with you? We've been saying this for a year.
Yo, imagine the odds. Remember when the Rays won every game for the first month of the season? Imagine what the odds. Imagine what the odds were betting the Baltimore Orioles to win. That had to be insane.
Never hurts just to throw a little money down, peeps. You know what I'm saying?
The fact that the Rays lost a wild card game today and they won 98 games or something like that this year. 99 and 63.
Without the R. Kelly of the MLB. Come on.
Who's that?
Wander Franco.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Holy moly. Yeah. That's a young man.
Only go there if you like old stuff.
Yeah, that was a shame. They swept that under the rug real quick. But they did lose to the Rangers, who are also a fun team. Right now, currently, Phillies are beating the Marlins up 3. It was good to see our boy Jake Berger get to celebrate a playoff berth. And then
good for Jake Berger.
4-3, mid-7th in Milwaukee. Diamondbacks are up by 1 against the Brewers.
You know, I think the wild card will go the Diamondbacks' way. I think they're a hot young team. I think that they have the pitching to ultimately make the run.
Yeah, Zach Allen's a dog.
Yeah, and he didn't have a good season last season, so to speak.
But he's one of those, you put him on there and you still have some confidence that he's going to do something good, you know?
True. That's true.
I hate that the Astros win the division all the time. I am yammering for the day that they don't. Frickin' Maldonado, their catcher, was just
well-oiled machine, man.
Maldonado, their catcher, was like, this is our division all the time. He had one of the worst statistical seasons for a catcher ever, and they just always keep him back there. Statistical from the plate and behind the plate, which is crazy. And I'm kind of just like, how does he keep getting away with this?
Can't keep getting away with it.
This is just
that's
a
how
whole
we feel
segment.
about this entire
team.
It's
a whole I think you should leave segment just happening in real time. But yeah,
you can't keep getting away with it is actually Breaking Bad. So, but anyways, I agree with you. Nope, that's 100%.
Damn it,
it's 100% Breaking Bad.
You're right. I only
talking
watched
about
half
Walter White.
I only watched half of Breaking
It's electric. I'm with you too. I just know some good quotables, but to your point, I think a lot of right now, if we're looking at these series, and if we break them down, we got the Diamondbacks and the Brewers, we got the Marlins and the Phillies, we got the Rangers and the Rays, and we got the Twins and the Blue Jays. So with all that being said, if you had to pick one or the other, if we go down all these lists, who's moving on, who's staying home?
I will take the Texas Rangers because their team is just really
Dane Dunning.
Talented. Dane
Dunning.
I will take the Twins because I think the Blue Jays kind of have some of the White Sox in them, which stinks.
Even with the good hair? I
think they're better than them, or they're not just going to completely regress to hell. But I think the youth and all the swag and shit, I think it might get in the way of just playing well. So
okay.
And you kind of saw it today, where it's the only team that the Twins can beat to stop that, that whole record from happening is probably the Blue Jays. So I'll take the Twins and the Rangers. I will go with you with the Diamondbacks. I think they're more fun and spunky. I don't know if the Brewers. I like the Brewers, but it's always just something with them. And I'm taking the Phils. So I might, by the end of this, I might just take every team that won game 1, which is kind of depressing.
That's a little sad.
The Phillies are really fucking good. And last year they just caught fire, dude. I can't hear you at all.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
What the fuck happened?
I don't know.
Anyways, what I will say is that the Phillies look to be the part. And I personally believe they could go back to a World Series. I think they're that good.
Yeah.
They have a guy that hit like 200 and hit 40 home runs. How the fuck he did it, I have no idea.
One thing I will say about that, though, is the reason they're in the wild card is because they're in the same division as the fucking Atlanta Braves, with a guy who hit 40 homers and 70-plus stolen bases.
There's not many 90-win wild card teams, let's face it.
This year, there's 3.
Right, but to the point, it's still pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So, with all that being said, I really do like the Phillies. I think the D-backs have the team to get it done and the pitching to get it done. Now, if we look at it, I'm not going to crown the Rangers too soon. I'm just not. I think the Rays are a really good team. And same thing. To me, the AL is the team I'm the most up in the balance about. The Blue Jays, they have the talent to get it done.
For sure. Absolutely. Totally.
You know, I mean, they have a team full of guys whose dads all used to play in the MLB. Yeah. I mean, basically, Gavin Biggio, and then who's the kid with the hair?
Yeah, Guerrero. You got Bichette.
Bichette and his hair, man. What in the... Where did that hair come from?
It's a handsome guy.
You know, he's got a good head of hair.
He's on my MLB hot guys list for sure.
He's on my MLB hot guys list.
That's a hot guy.
Now, to your point, though, I mean, if whoever plays and wins out the series, because are they 3-game series or are they 2-game series?
Dude, and so I was thinking about that earlier today, too, and I'm like, what? How does this fucking work again? Because I think it's 3, right? I think it's 3.
I'm asking you, cuz.
I know. I'm confirming to make sure, but I think it's 3, and then it moves in. It's 3, and then it moves on. So it's 3.
Okay, so you got to win 2 in this stage of the game.
Yeah.
So I definitely think the D-backs being the lower seed against the Brewers, I think they get it done. Now they go on to play LA. Same time zone. They've beaten them in some really close games, and there's been some games that have gone to the balance. Now the team that has to play the Braves.
You're going to die. If they're playing the Braves, they're going to die. The Braves are so fucking good, dude.
Do you think the Phillies play the Braves? That's it?
I think the Phillies play the Braves harder than any other team. I think if the Phillies lose to the Braves, I think the Braves win the whole fucking thing. I think the Braves are so much better than every other team. I think the Phillies are just like so scrappy, and they played in the same division, so they played them all year.
They have like 4 guys who hit 40-plus homers. It's stupid.
I know. Olsen hit what, like 50 plus, something like that, and then they got fucking.
And everybody was like, "Oh, Freddie Freeman's leaving, blah blah blah. It's gonna be horrible." It's like
right move. They made the right move. Austin Riley, dog. Like they're okay. They're gonna be okay.
Who's their pitcher that broke a record for strikeouts this season? I forget his name.
Well, they have Fried and Strider. They're both really good.
Strider. Strider has a 3.8. Strider has a 3.86 ERA, and he has like 13 wins in the season.
Yeah.
Works out.
That's called run support. Did you see what he said the other day? Cause for concern. He said that he's like, what's one of your most unpopular takes or whatever? Someone was doing like interviews. They were like going up to them and asking people. He said that he wishes that there was nobody in the stands.
Well, he's a COVID baby. He's a COVID baby.
I mean, that's true. He did come up when there was nobody in the stands, but I'm kind of just like, in my head, like the dream, you know, like as like a little kid, it's like packed house, beat the best player, win it all. And he's like, I don't want anybody there. That's crazy to me.
He's a COVID baby, Vince. I mean, there's nothing other to.
I know, but that was 1 year. That was 1 year. He's been alive for more than 1 year.
I don't know, man. What you gonna do? I mean, that's the only thing I can say.
He's good, but that's some loser talk in my opinion. But I don't think that's gonna matter for them.
I mean, hey, it'd be nice to hear a pin drop when you go out there and not get heckled. Maybe he just doesn't have the mental fortitude to get it done.
We're about to learn that in real time.
We are about to learn it now. To the point, I think the Blue Jays could definitely beat the Twins in a 3-game series, even though they already are leading that series. And I'm not out of bounds to say that Tampa doesn't come back because that's a scrappy team.
And they're at home, but they don't have much of a home field advantage generally.
So do they go game for game? So do they go game at away, game
Nope.
at home? It's just
home
whoever
field,
has home
field. You have 3 games. It's like
Okay.
It's like it's you just get 3. Whoever gets it gets it.
Got it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a fun one. I personally think, and my way too early prediction is simply this. I think it's going to be a Houston-Atlanta World Series.
I hate that. I really want it to be a Baltimore-Atlanta. I want it to be Baltimore-Atlanta, but
I hate it too, Vince. I fucking hate it too.
You get to an ALCS, you get Houston, you get Baltimore, regardless of how they play.
I would love to see Adley Rutschman playing in a World Series. Yeah. I hope the ALCS is Houston and Baltimore, and they just fight to the death.
When it gets there, though, everybody's like, well...
Because let's face
fortune it. Fortune favors the brave, dude. Yeah.
The Blue Jays or the Twins are going to be able to compete against Houston in a 7-game series.
Or the Rangers or the Rays. I don't know.
Rangers-Rays against Baltimore is more believable in a 7-game series for them to beat them.
That's kind of, yeah. And it's also,
to me,
like,
Houston's just a lock in the AL.
Yeah, Texas was balling, and then it was like, you just got to beat Houston to get the division. They couldn't do that. You don't.
The 1-2 in the NL it's very close.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Atlanta's really, really good. They're really good.
So is LA. Mookie Betts, are you kidding me now? Clayton Kershaw, pretty much his last ride.
Yeah. Mookie Betts had a historic season, but it's just, the Braves team is one of the best teams I've seen ever. They're so good, dude.
It's that time. It's that time to be alive, Vince.
I love it.
It's that time to be alive.
I love when baseball gets exciting again.
Baseball is exciting again because we're actually to the playoffs. And when you are in the playoffs, you should definitely hydrate yourself. If you're going to choose to hydrate yourself, why not do it with our great friends at Liquid IV?
This portion of today's show is brought to you by Liquid IV. That's right, the hydration brand we've all come to know and love is with ya boys. It's festival, outdoor party, and adventure season, and proper hydration is essential. You don't want to miss out on the summertime activities while they're still here. Liquid IV will help you hydrate and stay in the game. I've been using Liquid IV for a few years, and I found a ton of uses for it. Going to sleep after a day-long soiree. This is the product that helps me rehydrate and recover. I brought them with me on hikes, long bike rides, vacations, and maybe most importantly, bachelor party weekends. The beauty of it all is that Liquid IV comes in a small, convenient package that you just add to a bottle of water and drink away. 1 stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the Taxi Squad podcast code, TAXISQUADPODCAST, no spaces, at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using the promo code Taxi Squad podcast at liquidiv.com. NFL Week 4.
You sure?
Recap. I'm sure this time I double checked, triple checked, and quadruple checked. We're on week 4, and Mike, I did it. I did it again, Mike. I did it again.
All right, Brittany, take it easy.
11-5. You went 10-6.
We're halfway there. Living on a prayer. Gonna be all right. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna be fine.
Listen, I have not been winning by a lot. I've not been winning by a lot. It's usually 1 game swing either there. So I gotta stay.
And then there's some weeks, you know what? I'm telling you right now, I am going to 100% take the cake.
Okay.
Because I hit a stride last year and I feel my stride coming back. I just gotta get my feel. I gotta get my bearings. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Now, with all that being said, I mean, Vince, I just really need to say a public service announcement on this podcast right now.
Okay.
I have had it up to beyond the camera. Am I beyond the camera?
Yep.
Here with fucking Taylor Swift in the NFL.
Yeah.
It started last week. I'm already sick of it. I'm done.
Yeah. She drives me
I'm
fucking
done.
bananas.
Done. That's it. We're good here.
The one benefit or the one drawback of having two podcasts is that this crosses over to pop culture too. So I just have to talk about her everywhere, and I fucking
one day, those two worlds will collide. We promise the world.
Yeah.
Especially now that we're both going video. But with all that being said, I will say this much. I believe it's kind of a conspiracy pod. So conspiracy pod.
Uh-oh. Dim the lights.
I truly here.
Conspiracy pod.
Conspiracy pod.
Uh-oh.
I do believe that the NFL made this a thing.
I'm not 100% away from what you're saying now.
I don't think that they're truly dating.
I think they are.
Yeah?
I think they are. I think it was one of those things where it's like the interest is there and then they're like, "Oh, we can make money off of this." Like two birds, one stone.
Listen, here's my problem with this entire thing. Is Taylor Swift that much of a sex symbol? I don't look at her as a sex. Do you look at her as a sex symbol?
No.
Because I know I really don't.
That's the. I think that's like the attraction of it. I guess I don't know. She's not like a.
She's more girl next door, as opposed to like Dua Lipa or Rihanna.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like Dua Lipa, bathwater, but Taylor Swift, not so much. That's all I'm saying.
2 words get your whole point across there. Bathwater.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's truly the only words you need to get across. But I just don't feel that same way about Taylor. Taylor seems like a nice gal that you could bring home to meet mom. I don't know. I just wouldn't pin.
I'm with you.
Elsie,
I think he's a hot guy. Style God. We went over this already.
He's a good-looking kid.
Yeah, and so it all works, and she goes into the box, and she has Blake Lively, who, box, lovely, love me some Blake Lively. Ryan Reynolds there, fucking Brittany Mahomes chatting her up. Jackson Mahomes is just crying that he's not there. All of it's amazing.
This would be such good content.
God,
I wish
my TikTok would be crazy if I had T Swift on there.
I wish I didn't sniff and try and kiss people. Even
I wish I didn't sexually
GAY.
assault a MILF on accident. Like, whoa, Jackson.
It's
thing
just hiding up the skeletons basically for him. But
the thing that drives me the most bonkers about this whole thing, is the NFL, and it's specifically the social media channels. I get it. It's good marketing or whatever, but it's not, because you are bigger than Taylor Swift. Like, the NFL is a bigger thing than Taylor Swift is.
You are the largest entity in American sports, and you are now letting
her.
Dude, she's a devil worshiper. I'm telling you right now.
I know.
I'm telling you right now.
I know.
She used to be some sort of witch in a past life, and she is reincarnated.
No, she's a very rich girl from Philadelphia. Is what she is.
And it gone too far because you know it don't matter.
You're a rich girl and you're gone too far because you know it don't matter anyway. Yeah, she's she's
true.
Rich girl from Philadelphia who moved to Nashville.
There is a legitimate conspiracy out there.
Okay.
No, there is, that she is a former witch, demonic presence / I'm not kidding. I'm not. This is a thing.
I can tell, but
Google this.
Anybody can say that. What do you mean?
She is now reincarnated. Dude, they look eerily similar. I'm telling you, right?
Okay.
And if you pay attention to her live shows, there's some spooky shit going on there. Spooky.
Okay. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what to say to that, but okay. The reason I'm saying this about the NFL is they updated their Instagram. And they said the Chiefs are 2-0 as Swifties. And then their cover photo is a bunch of pictures of Taylor Swift.
By the way, let's bury the lead now. The refs cooked that fucking game. And Zach Wilson should have got his first dub of the season, because there was 3 holding calls on that last drive where the Chiefs won the game that shouldn't have fucking happened.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
Bullshit.
And
3 on the Chiefs that were blatant holdings where if you're watching it to the naked eye, you could just look at it and you don't even have to be a huge football fan and go,
the replays are egregious.
That's holding.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
That's holding. And they're like, nope, don't do it. No, I don't do a thing. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's bullshit is what it is. And it fucking happened in the AFC Championship last year against Joey B.
Don't remember that.
Bullshit. No, nobody chooses to remember that either.
I don't remember that happening.
The script is released.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I think that's probably true, but it is what it is. Aaron Rodgers is fighting back against the Travis Kelce stuff. He called him Mr. Pfizer because he is on a Pfizer commercial. I do like Travis Kelce. I feel like he's doing too many fucking commercials. And he's starting to get a little annoying already, and I don't want it to continue because I want to continue liking him.
I'm with you. I don't like it at all.
It's a lot
I think
of
it needs
commercials.
to go away. If I need to see one more drug commercial in the U.S., which, by the way, we are actually back to this conspiracy
only
podcast
fucking country in the fucking world that allows that.
Bullshit.
It's so dumb. Like, I don't
really
want to
bad.
see like anything about like fucking like some random 17-letter fucking name and then some like mom laughing. It's like she no longer has diarrhea, and it's like, yay! Like it's so dumb.
Ozempic.
Yeah.
What a great song by Styx. And free marketing to that fucking stupid brand that's making all these fucking fat people skinny on cheating. It's bullshit. Stupid.
You did it the good way, dude.
No, they didn't do it the good way because in fucking 20 years they're going to get cancer. Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just starved myself for 3 days.
Smart.
Do it the real way. Do it like your ancestors.
Starve yourself.
And not eat.
Taxi Squad Pod says starve yourself.
No, it's good to hit a fast and
yes.
come out of the fast gradually. Intermittent fasting is very good for you. There's a lot of good things for it. It's good to give your body a break. And there are some very good health benefits from doing so. For example, I went on a 72-hour fast. If you have the mental fortitude to do so, I highly recommend it. Purge the system, essentially.
Poop it out, kids. Poop it out.
It's not even pooping out. You shut down your stomach. So you give your system a break and you just hydrate the shit out of yourself. You drink black coffee, which isn't terrible. No sugar, no added preservatives.
Coffee in this house. Only black coffee in this house.
I mean, hey, that's how you got to take it sometimes. But with all that being said, that's how you poop it out. But after the second day, there was no number 2s for me. But back to the point, it is silly that in America that they can go market this shit. It's like, oh, I got my second vaccine and the flu vaccine. And did you know I could get the COVID vaccine because that's still a thing? And then I'm sick of it. I'm fucking sick of it.
You shouldn't have to just see that on everything that you watch. You should have a conscious conversation with your fucking doctor about what you need and be able to move
Talk to your doctor
that way. I don't think you should see it on a commercial and be like, hey, I saw this really cool commercial about a lady that looks like me and she was really happy with her grandkids. So I want to take this diabetes medicine now. And you're like, what the fuck? How does that connect?
Yeah, and then people are taking the fucking diabetes medicine to fucking look pretty now.
And then at the end of it, it's just like, this could cause heart attacks and cancer and death. And you're like, oh, okay. Why is she laughing about
this?
Legit.
Yeah. Seems legit.
Hey, I'll take the risk.
Wait, I could shoot this stuff in my ass and then lose 20 pounds in 3 weeks and eat whatever I want? Where do I sign up?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Depends on the guy, I guess. I'm with you. You want to move on to something a little more fun? And by that, I mean the game that we created named...
One more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing. If I hear one more woman tell me who's in the press box in an NFL game, I'm gonna go mental. Let's continue.
No, to that point.
Do you know Blake Lively and Taylor Swift are gonna be in that booth together tonight?
Sophie Turner.
Nobody cares.
Sophie Turner. Joe Jonas breakup. Come on. Yeah, dude. I was at a gathering this weekend and I got the Taylor Swift's putting Travis Kelce on the map saying, and I was like, that guy's going to be the best fucking tight end of all time by the time it's said and done. Shut up. So
he could retire tomorrow and be in the Hall of Fame in a year.
He could retire tomorrow and he's top 2 tight ends ever. Easy. He's past Tony Gonzalez already.
Beyond that, it's just all these new NFL fans are now going to think Zach Wilson's actually good. And it's bullshit.
Yep.
It's like, they're going to be like, oh my God, he's good because he's cute and looks like a McAvoy.
No, he's
but
not.
No.
He's handsome.
He does kind of look like he looks like a McAvoy, doesn't he?
He does. No one understands that reference, but he does. Agreed.
But us. But let's continue.
Okay.
Let's go
Skip
back
it
to the segment.
Or rip it. Or Mike's favorite saying, grip it or rip it. You just got to grip it. Skip it or rip it.
Go.
Let's start off at the top here. The first game is Lions at Packers. Skip it or rip it?
We both picked the Lions here.
Ding, ding.
Do we want to skip it or rip it?
I want to rip this because
Rip it.
I think this means that the Lions are legit, dude. I think this is a very like Jared Goff comes from the Rams. You watch all these things happen and you're like, is it going to work out? A lot of people are like, he's a stopgap. They're going to get another quarterback at some point. Like, I think all of that was said about him. I think beating the Packers, I think taking a commanding lead at the top of this division now, it feels like he's making his place here. It feels like the Lions they're in it. They're a legitimate team.
Well, to me, I believe that the Lions, with the leadership of Dan Campbell, is truly bar none some of the best in the NFL. I think that man and his coaching staff is truly A1. I think Jared Goff is a lot better than people give him credit for. And now Jameson Williams comes back after his gambling suspension early because the NFL kind of modified the rules to get some newer guys in.
Yep.
Watch out.
Josh
they're going to be
good game. Sam Laporta.
Josh Reynolds, but just Monty, bro. Monty.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like all the skill, like, yeah, Montgomery had a fucking crazy game. They ran him 32 times. It was kind of wild. Jahmyr Gibbs 8 times.
Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be one of those guys where Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be a late season guy. He's going to come on later in the year, and then he'll start to develop that way.
Yeah. A lot of people...
In my eyes, we fucked up. We shouldn't have let Monty go.
Yeah, but we suck anyway, so it doesn't matter. Honestly, it is what it is. No, but I think looking at this, they got a lot of flack for their draft, obviously. Picking Jahmyr Gibbs up early in the first round. Obviously going linebacker in the first round when it's like, hey, maybe we shouldn't. That seems to be working itself out right now pretty good. Jack Campbell's been a unit for them. Everything kind of seems to be working out really nicely. They got Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta's been catching the ball at a great clip. It kind of feels like everything's working out for him.
Sam Laporta right now, if you haven't paid attention from a fantasy perspective, is actually the top-rated tight end in all of football right now.
Yeah, he's better than Kelsey because Kelsey's distracted. They got a double. They got a double
Kelsey's
running back tandem
by that witch ass.
Yeah, and then Jordan Love 2 picks. Good job. All right, moving on. Number 2, we go to London. Jaguars or Falcons at Jaguars, I guess, because that's their real home. Skip it or rip it. Rip it because you watch Toy Story.
I just was about to say Toy Story is just so cute, and it was so fun. It was in Andy's room, and Slinky was the yard marker. Oh man, it was so great.
And Desmond Ritter sucks.
Okay.
He sucks.
Here's something we got to discuss.
Okay.
There was a point brought up by Mike Greenberg,
yep,
a.k.a. Greeny on ESPN, that the Falcons right now should potentially look at trading for Justin Fields because Desmond Ritter's such a travesty, and they think Arthur Smith would be a better fit for Justin Fields. So, if you are the Falcons, what would you give up for Justin Fields?
I saw one trade that was Desmond Ritter, a 4th and a 5th.
Would you do it?
I don't want Desmond Ritter. I don't want Desmond Ritter.
But if you have the potential next season to have picks 1 and 2, and you know you're going to suck the rest of the year.
Yeah.
At this stage of the game, you're 0-4.
Right.
we'll save it for Bears talk. But at the end of the day, yeah, Desmond Ridder sucks. Trevor Lawrence looked good.
Sucks. Desmond Ridder sucks, dude.
Horrible. Bijan Robinson doesn't deserve him because he's too shifty and way too good. Drake London's also very good, and he has nobody to get him the football. And then,
Jonnu Smith is their best tight end this week. That's how you know he sucks. Dude, Kyle Pitts is just like getting his steps in. That's what it just feels like is going on during the game these days.
And they had Marcus Mariota, and they let him walk for this clown?
It's because he vanished when he had a baby.
Bro.
Desmond Ridder sucks. He's so bad.
He ain't it. And
I'm sorry, Desmond. I'm sure you're a nice guy, but you're just not good at quarterback.
I feel bad for Kyle Pitts because if anything, they should try and trade him because he deserves a quarterback who could get him the football because he's a freak.
Agreed.
Athletically.
Yeah, he's amazing.
But
he's very good.
Yeah. I mean, hey, the Jags, I think ultimately the NFL is going to be leaning towards a UK team here in the next 10 years, and the Jags are going to be the first to be picked for that.
I still think it's such a stupid idea.
Oh, it's a dumb idea on paper.
You have to fly 7 hours to any game that you're not playing at home, and then someone else has to fly. Yeah, but it's stupid. No one would sign with the Jaguars. No one would sign with them.
It was a 5.5-hour flight from here to Boston.
Right.
I mean.
Yeah, but you do an East Coast trip. And usually they play 2 people or 3 people. You go to London, you have to fly all the way back. Imagine if you're the Rams and you play the fucking Jags.
Hey.
Rams versus Jags. You're the Rams. How long is that flight? Like fucking 13 hours?
That's a long flight.
That is stupid. So all that's going to happen is they're going to get a bunch of rookies because they're going to suck every year because no one's going to sign with them. And then all the rookies are going to leave when their contract is up because they missed the fucking Americas. Go to Toronto. Go to Toronto first.
That would make more sense. That would make far more sense.
It doesn't make any sense. It's so stupid. I hate it. Like, every time I see this, I hate it. It's so dumb. Anyway, that's my fucking TED Talk. Should we move on?
Onward and upward.
Rams at Colts. The first one of the noon slate games. Skip it or rip it.
I mean, we got to rip this one just for the fact that, Anthony Richardson almost had a comeback of the century.
I think it was a win-win for both teams here.
Why do you say that? Because Puka Nacua is a dog?
Puka's a dog. I think the Rams almost dropped it, and they ended up keeping it together in overtime, which is a win for them. And I think the Colts just having the wherewithal to score 23 points in just the second half is also good because they're a team that's building. Anthony Richardson's good. He didn't have a great game, but he did what he needed to. He looked like horse shit in the first half. He looked bad. And then the second half came around, and that's where all 11 of his fucking completions happened. 2 touchdowns, 200 yards. He made something out of nothing, and it looked good. He's a lot better than I thought he was going to be, for sure.
I don't think he's that good.
He's better than we thought he was going to be.
He's an athletic freak, but as we know in Chicago, it'll catch up with him eventually.
No, it always works out for us.
Yeah, right. I do believe that, when he's the second leading rusher on the team, there's an issue. He doesn't throw the football very well. I don't think he's had a completion over 30 yards this season or 20 plus yards this season. So let's pump the brakes on he's really good. And
not really good, but better than we thought he was going to be.
Right now. Let's face it. Michael Pittman had 1 reception.
Stay healthy.
You got to stay on the field. Now, this game went down to the wire, OT. They forced it, and Matt Stafford looks like he's back. So it's nice to see Stafford still playing at a high level. Mm-hmm. And he gets Cooper Kupp back soon. Oh, man. If you had him in fantasy, you're about to unlock the fucking Infinity Stone.
And if you have Puka, I'm sorry, because you're about to lose some shit.
Yeah, Puka is about to go downtown.
But
and he ain't going to be too good. But to your point, I do believe that ultimately – it's one of those situations where moving forward, Puka is probably going to take a wide receiver 2 role when Cooper Kupp comes back from the soft tissue injury and he's healthy. Forget about it. Him and Stafford are back off to the races. Now, there's also talk that Jonathan Taylor and the Rams / Colts are in talks about potentially trading Taylor to the Rams. Don't know what for, but could be interesting.
What the fuck do the Rams have? They traded.
I don't know what
they would trade. They're out of everything.
They're bet the bank. Bet the bank. I don't know. Just draft picks for 2020.
Think they're winning a Super Bowl this year?
2026. I mean, with Jonathan Taylor, it's not out of bounds.
Maybe.
With Jonathan Taylor, that offense, they're 2-2.
Yeah, the NFC's
in that
easier
division?
for sure. I just don't know if they're winning the Super Bowl this year. But
West? Come on.
Stafford, 2
Yes,
Super Bowl
you
wins.
do.
It is what it is. All right, moving
It could
on.
happen.
Ravens at Browns. Skip it or rip it?
I could skip it.
I'm going to rip it for one thing, and I want to only say one thing, and then we can move on.
Go ahead.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Not bad.
Good.
Not good.
Not
no,
good.
I mean, he's a young man, and I think he
had a
got thrown
really-
into the fire.
He had a really good
Why
preseason.
Why didn't Watson start the game?
Deshaun
Nobody
Watson,
even-
it was announced today that Deshaun Watson was medically cleared to play, but he told Kevin Stefanski that he didn't feel like he was up to snuff and medically available to play. So he decided to self-sit him.
So it was a sabotage on himself that he decided not to play.
Yep. And
Yeah.
DTR was very good in the preseason, and people were like, maybe we're going to have a good backup. That's not true. The Ravens fucking dismantled him. Lamar had
That's
an
a
insane
really good
game.
defense, and that's a very good coach, so it's not surprising.
Yeah, and that's a good offense right now. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Deshaun Watson, get the fuck back in the game, dude. You sat out for long enough. You should be playing football right now.
Honestly, you'd think after sitting that long, you'd want to play.
Nope. Well, it depends on what you're asking him to play with, but whatever. That's beside the point.
True. Hey, we both took the Ravens that game, so.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I took the Colts last game. That sucked. So,
yeah, you did. Yeah, I took the Rams.
First
so
loss
flex
of
on.
the week. Yeah. Vikings at Panthers, skip it or rip it?
I could rip this one just simply due to the fact that, whoa, this was a lot closer than everybody thought it was going to be. And
Yeah,
that's
but
all I got.
I think both these teams kind of suck. I think the Vikings might maybe suck a little bit.
Yeah, the Vikings just don't look like they're it. And last year, we've discussed this, the most one score wins on the season. So, and Bryce Young just doesn't look good.
He's too small. He is not surrounded by enough talent. It's really hard to succeed in that situation. And he's a small guy.
Yeah.
He's a small guy.
A little
Bengals at Titans. We both took the Bengals. Skip it or rip it. We kind of have to. Joey's a little injured, man.
Yeah, he's not 100%. He doesn't look good.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would just kind of sit him for a week and make sure he gets all right. Jamar Chase was obviously pissed off at the end of that game. And the
Just
Titans
said I'm always fucking open, which I loved.
This is the
They're
most
like,
Titans shit. It's the most Titans shit ever. Right when people think like, oh, they probably suck. They don't suck anymore. They're good. And then next week they're gonna fucking lose, and I guarantee it. It's like ridiculous. It's like one week after another. It's just bullshit like that, So
True.
yeah, the Bengals need to get their shit together. Like eventually, you can't just keep saying they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good at some point.
They started slow last year too. It's not I'm not hitting the panic button.
We're going into week
Bengals.
5. We're going into week 5. They're gonna have one win moving into week 5.
I'm not hitting the panic button.
It's not panic.
On
It's not panic. It's worry, though. A little bit of worry. You got to get it together at some point. So at some point, it's got to work out. You think they're going to go undefeated after week 6 and then they're going to have 5 losses?
Well, let's look at their calendar real quick, Vince. Let's look at the Bengals games moving forward.
Let's see how they bang
They got
it
the
out.
They got the Cardinals. They got the Seahawks. And they got the fucking 49ers the next 3 games.
Yeah.
And then they got a slot of the Bills, Texans, and Ravens. So
if they go Cardinals, Bengals, or if they go Cardinals, Seahawks, 49ers, if they play like they've been playing, they're going to be 1-2. If they play like we think that they are, they're going to go 2-1.
We are who they thought they were, Vince.
If they go 1-2, then they're what are they fucking 2-4, 2-5 by that point? That's not.
And we got a whole other situation.
That's an issue.
But they should win the next 2 games if Joey B is Joey B. And he got paid clearly, and it's just not
like it. He doesn't look like it.
And we both picked him, and for whatever reason, it's just not working out the way we thought this season.
It's Mike Vrabel, dude. Every time you think they're gonna suck, they're good. Every time you think they're gonna be good, they suck. It is what it is. All right. Buccaneers
Keep
and
it moving.
Saints.
Oh, I want to rip this one because
Same.
I chose the Bucks, and I mean, Baker Mayfield's out here saying quotes like, "When he made that motion and I handed the ball off for that touchdown, that made my dick hard."
Yeah.
He said that live.
He's
and
fun
I
when he's
think that's
good.
it.
He's fun when he's good, man.
I think Baker's pretty good. I just think he needed to get out of the Stefanski and Brown shadow, and now he's on a team with real talent.
Yeah, and then he went to Carolina, and that was hard. Yeah, I mean, good receiving core.
Right. I even forget about that.
He's playing bad. He played a lot better in McVay's system, and that's kind of showing that when you play in a better system, it might end up working out. Do I think this is going to be amazing all year? And probably not. But do I think they might win the NFC South? Yeah, that fucking division's
I called it.
Trash.
I called it early on this year.
And also Derek Carr, still injured. You want to know who would have won this game, Mike?
No.
You know who would have won this game, Mike?
No, Eaton W. Jameis would not have done.
You want to know who would scored more than 3 points? Or 9 points, rather? Jameis Winston. Yeah, 3 more picks, but
they could have put him in. Just Derek doesn't look very healthy.
They did at the end of the game to knee it, essentially. Stupid.
Yeah, well, what's a boy to do?
Bullshit.
You do what you can, right?
Right. Dolphins at Bills. Rip it.
Oh, you got to rip this one.
The Bills are good. The Dolphins aren't as good as we thought they were.
I just think they got I think the Bills play them very well at home.
Yep.
And they had a statement game after last season, game 1, which was going down to the wire in Miami and all that good stuff. I think that they wanted to go out and make a statement, and they did. And, I mean, Diggs is just an absolute dog.
Amazing. The Dolphins were too high. The Bills were lower than they should be. That's kind of where my head was.
Yeah.
The Dolphins scored 70 points against a horseshit Broncos team, which we saw this week too. The only time they're not horseshit is when the other team is more horseshit. And then everything comes to course correct. Like, the Bills are very good, and we need to remember that. And week 1 isn't going to say their whole season. So I think it was good that they lost week 1, and now they're kind of back on that train. And I think they're going to win that division. So
fair enough. I'm with it. I'm with it 100%.
And Josh Allen's a good football player. Don't forget it.
I think Josh Allen's an absolute dog, and I think this made the Bills a little bit more of a top tier decision in winning the NFC East.
Yeah,
just saying. NFC,
AFC.
AFC. My bad.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving. In the game of the weekend, it's Bears corner. We must rip it, and then I'm not even gonna growl. It's just a sad.
Feels looked good till he didn't. The defense sucks.
The kid looked good, and at this stage of the game, I'm done blaming him. It's not him. He had a good game. He really did. He threw for 4 touchdowns.
Yep.
He had 335 yards. Granted, against a very shitty, Denver defense. They're really bad. They gave up 70 points the week prior. But I don't know if you can blame him anymore. I just don't know if you can.
I think that whole team is ass. I think Matty Eberflus is ass. I think Justin Fields could probably play better in a different system. He's definitely not the guy here. They instill no confidence in him, and they're essentially ruining him. And that's the problem, is if you instill no confidence in your quarterback, they're going to second-guess everything, and that's how you get sacked a million times. And that's how you don't make the right throws, and that's how you throw interceptions, because you wait a split second too long and you throw an interception. Just how it goes.
So do you think if he's in a different system next season, plays for an entirely different franchise, gets into a program that makes sense for him, he could be very good? Like what you're seeing out of CJ Stroud right now.
I think talent-wise, yeah, but CJ Stroud's a better thrower than Justin Fields.
That's a fair statement.
And in college, we saw that too. But I think he can be good. I think he can be good. A lot better than this. Well, this week was different. He played well, but
Eberflus is supposed to be a defensive coach, and he's out here shitting the bed, making some of the worst decisions I've ever seen on a football field.
No D coordinator. Chase Claypool isn't even in the fucking game.
They instill no confidence in their young quarterback, and at this stage of the game, it's just you're 0-4. You might as well just tank the rest of the season and have picks 1 and 2.
And the Broncos still suck. Yeah, but right now they have 1 and 2 because the Panthers also suck. So, Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr. move on to next year.
You're not going to, am I right? You're not going to pick up his 5th-year option. You're just going to let him go walk and say, good riddance, go to a team that wants you. We're going to draft our next step. Hopefully that's Caleb Williams. You bring in Eric Bieniemy, formerly known to be with Ryan Poles. No, I don't want Jim Harbaugh. No.
Maybe.
No, I don't want Jim Harbaugh. No Jim Harbaugh for this guy.
That'd be fun.
Because Jim doesn't. I want Eric Bieniemy, and I want him to draft Caleb Williams, and I want him to get his hands on that talent because he had a very similar talent in KC. Yeah. And let's restart this. In my eyes, that makes the most sense.
I support it. I'm with you.
So hopefully that happens, but it's the Bears, and we'll find a way to fuck up a wet dream because we do it all the time.
Maybe they'll break the Tampa Bay Buccaneers record for most losses in a row. I don't think they're going to, but they're going to get close.
Well, we're now at 14 losses in a row, and if you heard Matt Eberflus
I think the Buccaneers were like something like 25 games or something like that.
I heard any Bears fan watching this right now, go and just go on the YouTube and watch the Matt Eberflus press conference in about 5 minutes where he talks about the Chase Claypool dilemma, that he wasn't with the team, supposed to be with the team. Basically, he's getting released because he's been a fucking drama queen.
Yeah, he's a loser. One of the worst trades they've ever made. He was a healthy scratch from the game. He was told not to come and watch the game, so he was at home. And then someone in the post press conference said, was Chase Claypool in the building? Was he not playing? Could he have come and watched it here? And he was like, he could have come and watched it here. That's not what the case was. He didn't even know that. The PR person didn't even get him ready to have that conversation. He looked like a big, dumbass.
He's just not prepared, and the Flus is clearly loose and
way too loose. Time to fucking
how do we
reel it up,
this,
kid?
Man,
what do you mean?
Do we realize that we fired a 10-6 head coach almost a decade plus ago, who had this franchise on a right path, and if you probably kept him here, he would have built defense after defense, and you would have eventually gotten an offensive coordinator correct and gone somewhere. But
instead you get Tressman. You get Fox. You get
Nagy,
and you get Matt Eberflus. 4 different coaches of 4 different ilks. All of them have different talents. Pulling them from Canada.
None of them have talent.
Pulling them all from coordinator talent. Pulling one from fucking Canada. Pulling one from the Colts for some goddamn reason, which is where we're at now. Pulling Patrick Mahomes guy. None of it matters. Not a thing.
I'm tired of being sad.
We're
Factory of fucking sadness.
We're moving on. The Bears suck, whatever. Commanders at Eagles. Skip it or rip it.
Gotta rip it just because Sam Howell has a fucking howl of a cannon of an arm. I mean, wow. Nobody thought that was coming.
It's fun. I think the Commanders are better than we thought they were. I think coming in, the Commanders are going to be a little bit better. Their offense is a lot better because of one man and one man only, and his name is Eric Bieniemy. And he helped that guy a lot.
And he needs to be the head coach of the Bears. Agreed. And if you're listening to this, Bears, don't fuck it up. Anyways.
Oh, they will. But Eagles are still a unit, and Jalen Carter is a unit.
Hey, and not only that, A.J. Brown got his first touchdown of the season. And
Congrats, A.J.
He multiplied that by 2. And with all that being said, Jalen Carter's an absolute fucking freak.
Yep.
Wow.
I think that's about it.
I mean, Darnell, right? He's going to be good. Don't get me wrong. He's a very good offensive lineman, making some rookie mistakes. I do believe he'll get it put together eventually.
Yeah, but he's got intangibles.
It's just not there yet.
Yep.
Steelers, Texans. Skip or rip?
Short rip. CJ Stroud's really good. Kenny Pickett's out. It's Trubisky season. And really I think that D'Amico Ryans is doing something good over there.
I agree. Okay. Raiders, Chargers. Skip it or rip it?
Skip. Raiders suck.
Raiders do suck. Do you know, this is my only take on this, that literally Raiders fans were yelling at the owner's booth of the Raiders. What's his name?
Mark Davis. He can't even afford
Davis.
the taxes on the fucking team. It's crazy. Crazy.
They were yelling at Mark Davis at the game saying fire McDaniels, and he was like,
can't.
What the fuck doesn't have enough. Me to do?
He doesn't have enough money. That's why they didn't fire him last year. They're too cash poor to actually hire a new coach. It's insane. That organization is a fucking mess.
Just sell the team at this point, like the Bears should. Just sell the team. Just be done with it.
I'm with it. And get a haircut.
Get a haircut.
49ers at Cardinals.
Skip it.
Yeah. Christian McCaffrey's a dog. Dog.
Yeah.
Maybe win MVP. Might win MVP this year. Possible.
We'll see if he can remain healthy. He's amazing.
Patriots at Cowboys. Rip.
Oh, God. He's so bad. And I didn't think he was that bad, but he's that bad.
I told you, bro.
Wow.
I told you.
I called it in the first half. I looked at Bill, and I was like, Bailey Zappi's going in at the half.
Yeah. He's bad. He's bad. I think that offense is bad. He has no weapons. No one's there to help him out. He's not Tom Brady. That defense has some good pieces, but they're not what they used to be. The Patriots aren't very good, and Bill Belichick has to figure something out.
Well, you got Judon going down now, and then you got your rookie Christian Gonzalez going down.
2 guys need to get surgery, and they're out now. Both on the leg.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And hey, that Cowboys defense is legit. They needed a big dub like that.
Yeah.
And Dak is just okay.
Yep.
He's for Cousins.
I think that a pretty good team should beat a pretty bad team like this if they're going to be for real. And I think the Patriots are overranked because they're the Patriots, not because of the talent they have on the field. But they're not playing well, so that's what it is.
Do we think this is the last year of Bill?
No.
Got it. 20-plus years.
What's the replacement?
I don't know. Just restart. Just completely wash the board clean. Bring in somebody new. Oh,
if you're looking at any other team too, like if you're like, okay, Bill Belichick or,
I just think it's war that's core. I just don't think he can relate anymore.
I
just
agree.
Think the time. I don't think he relates to this new generation of talent. And not only that, I just believe his time is over.
I agree.
It's time just to get out. He should have went out on top.
If it's his choice, then it's the last year. I don't see Kraft firing him.
Well, Kraft has come out publicly and said that if things don't change, we got to make some changes around here.
Yeah, maybe force him to hire somebody else. But I don't see them firing Bill Belichick. That's crazy.
Fair enough.
Crazy talk. Chiefs and Jets.
We touched on it earlier. We'll get a quick rip here. The refs cooked this game. Zach Wilson arguably had the best game of his entire career.
Chiefs have holes, but they'll probably end up closing them by the end of the year and win this fucking Super Bowl this year. So
let me say this right here. I really feel bad for Robert Saleh. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, he's one of those guys you want to root for, and you can't do it with Zach Wilson, man. He played really well, but you can't do it with him. I'm sorry.
I agree. I agree to that statement. Okay. Giants, Seahawks. What a.
Seahawks are better than we thought. The Giants are way worse than we thought. Dable's sick of fucking Daniel Jones.
They paid him. Why'd you pay him?
Because they didn't think it was going to be like this, dude. Jesus Christ.
We all called it that guy is talentless. He's not good, and he looks like a deer in headlights when he has a pass rush coming against him. He got sacked like 7 times.
And Dable is a very good coach, and he got a lot out of him, but it's like, all right.
Well, I think the Bears let go of Justin Fields. He goes and signs with them, and then one thing leads to another, and Justin Fields is a fucking superstar. And we should have signed Daboll when we had the chance.
I agree. That was who I fucking wanted in the first place. If you don't goddamn remember. We were like mid-season. We're like, who are we getting next year? I'm like, Brian Daboll. Never fucking happened. Stupid. Instead, we got the fucking defense coordinator for the whatever Colts.
I defended
They weren't even good.
They weren't
even good. Their defense was decent.
If he was a D'Amico Ryans who had a top tier defense, or Robert Saleh who had a top tier defense, this fucking guy never had a top tier defense. He had a middle of the pack, decent team.
He had DeForest Buckner and a couple other guys.
Joke.
Bullshit.
All right. So to go back, I took the Giants on that game. Mm-hmm. Don't know why. I thought Daboll would get out of the loss column, but he didn't.
I appreciate you doing that. You took the Patriots too?
I took the Pats. Terrible thought process.
Last time this year that happens.
We both took the Steelers,
Yeah.
and we both took the Bears to think they get off the schneid. Couldn't
That's
do it.
over. Hey, guess what else is over that? Doing that.
Yeah, I'm done doing that. So I went 10-6. Vince goes 11-5, and the saga continues. Let's get into week 5, shall we?
You're only a couple games behind me, so let's get into it. This week, the Browns, the Chargers, the Seahawks, and the Buccaneers have a bye week, so if you have fantasy, adjust accordingly.
Pay attention,
and
people.
We will start with, going to be a blowout, in my opinion, the Bears at the Commanders on Thursday night.
I just think at this point we're taking for Caleb, so give me the commies.
Same here. All right, Jaguars at Bills in London at home for the Jaguars. That's home for the Jaguars.
I mean, they're not going to have a time change and have to deal with any of that. I still think it's a close game, but I'm definitely going to roll with the Bills on this one.
Same. I like the little flipperoo you had there. All right, yeah. Saints at Patriots, 2 bad teams.
2 not very good teams. I don't think Derek Carr isn't particularly healthy. I think after this game, Bailey Zappi's going to get more reps at practice. He's going to start this week. I think Zappi comes in, plays a pretty shitty Saints offense or / defense, and I think the Patriots get back in the win column. Give me the Pats.
I think this is a coin flip. So to make it fun, I'm taking the Saints. Bring Jameson.
Wow, all right. Parody. Here we go.
Titans at Colts.
Ooh. Talk about a coin flip.
This one's hard.
This is a difficult one. What do you got, Vince?
I'm taking the Colts. I'm taking the Colts because
give me the Titans. Give me the Titans.
Okay. My rationale for that is the Titans win games they're not supposed to win, and they lose games they're not supposed to lose, and that's the only reason why I'm taking the Colts here.
Fair enough.
Ravens at Steelers with Mitch Trubisky.
Steelers. Well, although there are reports that Kenny Pickett is not as injured as they thought, he may just need a week off. I'm not a believer in the Trubisky-led Steelers. So
that's
give me
the
Ravens.
I know. I'm taking them.
Give me the Ravens.
All right, Panthers at Lions.
Wait, who the fuck are you going to take?
Oh, Ravens, obviously.
Oh, okay. All right, we're both on the Ravens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, Panthers, Lions.
Lions.
All day long.
The Panthers have to lose every game, so we get 1 and 2. So I'm taking Lions. Texans at 100%. Falcons.
Give me the Texans.
Yeah, Desmond Ridder sucks. He's so
really
bad,
good.
Dude. I've said that 9
really
times
good.
this podcast. The fucking Desmond Ridder sucks. All right, Giants at Dolphins.
Give me the Dolphins. They get back in the win column.
Fins at home, bringing it back. I'll take the Dolphs. All right, we got the Bengals at Cardinals. Get right game.
Yeah, I think the Bengals get back in the win column.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a closer game than they want, but I'm taking the Bengals as well. I'm with you. A fun little NFC matchup here. Eagles at Rams.
Give me the Eagles. I still think it's going to be a really close game.
I think if the Eagles are going to drop a game, it's going to be here. And
wow.
I think I'm going to take them.
Cooper
Kupp back? Cooper Kupp back? Give me the Rams.
Do it. He's doing it.
Coin flip. It's a coin flip. Jets at Broncos.
Talk about a coin flip. Give me the Broncos.
Ooh.
I say they get back in the road. I think you got danger out there.
Whoa. No, Jets all day. Look, see what the Bears did to their defense?
Be careful.
And the way that Zach Wilson played against the Chiefs, like, the Broncos' defense is horrible.
Mr. Unlimited.
Fuck that guy. All right, I'm taking the Jets. Chiefs and Vikings. Limited. It's spicy. Be careful.
Give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
I'll take the Chiefs as well. The Vikings might be the 3rd pick in the draft this year. Cowboys at 49ers.
Just because the Niners are so good at home, no way I'm going with the fucking 49ers.
I think the 49ers might be the best team in the league this year. And I'm going to take them because Purdy is that guy. All right, Packers at Raiders.
It depends if Jimmy G's back.
Does it, though?
I think so, because if you look, they've been in every game that Jimmy G's been in, and he knows the system Defensively, they're a smidge of a shit show. They almost won that game against the Chargers. They're not as bad as people give them credit for. Like, I'm just saying, they're not that bad. So give me the Raiders, because I think the Packers dropped 2 in a row here.
I don't like the Packers, but I'm taking them because I think the Raiders are
doo-doo.
Doo-doo, dude.
All right.
Is what it is.
All right. It is decided. Well, what fun the video segment is, huh? Everybody gets live reaction.
We went long today, man.
Come on.
We're 2 hours today.
Yeah, we went after
Holy
it today.
moly, look at us go.
We got after it today, people. And as always, we definitely appreciate you staying with us this entire time, whether you're watching live on YouTube, whether you are listening on Spotify or any other streaming platform. We appreciate you as always. And as always, you got to like it.
Like it.
You got to follow it.
Follow it.
You got to download it, right? So download it. Hit that button and download it. And then not only that,
subscribe to our YouTube.
And subscribe to the YouTube and share the YouTube and share it to your family and friends, because those are the people you love most. You got a mother, you got a father that maybe they want to watch this with it. You know, maybe they just want to watch the boys, right? Because we're a good time with, like,
maybe they want to see this little ficus right here.
Ficus Vince used to be Ficus Mike.
You got it 1 week and then you got the name.
There
it is. Oh damn! I keep doing that. I do the opposite point.
Didn't forget.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're trying to see these beautiful fotches every week, now you have the chance to. And as always, we thank you. I will not be present next week.
By myself.
Going on a fucking honeymoon. Putting a ring on this hand. But as always. But as always, we'll see you next week.